Hey guys, it's the Dueling Potato here. I'm bringing you my May Gouki deck profile for locals. To start out, this deck runs 3 Gouki Suprex. This is the best Gouki monster. If you normal summon it, you can special summon a Gouki from your hand. The second best Gouki monster is Gouki Headbat, and I run 3 of these as well. This guy's effect is if you discard a Gouki monster from your hand and target one Gouki monster on the field, you can special summon this target, or this monster, and that targeted Gouki on the field gains 800 attack. The 800 attack boost isn't that important, but its main purpose is it's to get on the field so you can go with your plays, because until we get Summon Sorceress, this deck needs as many ways as possible to get warriors on the field. Next, we run 3 Twist Cobra. We run 3 of these guys because we like seeing Goukis in our hand, because if you see a Gouki and or if you see Twist Cobra or Suprex in your hand, along with a warrior that you can summon, it doesn't matter what, you can externally cure opponent if your opponent doesn't have hand traps. So we want to do that combo as often as possible, so that's why we run 3. We also run 2 Octo Stretch. This is your main target to summon out with Isolde, or Isolde. If you draw this guy, you bring out Headbat instead of Octo Stretch. And then for our 1-ofs, we run 1 of the level 5 for Scorpio, 1 of the level 6 Bear Hug. Bear Hug's effect is if it's special summoned by a Gouki card effect, you can half the attack of one of your opponent's monsters. And the Scorpio's effect is if you only control Gouki monsters or no monsters at all, you can normal summon it without tributes. So that's all the Gouki monsters. And now going into our generic warrior support, we have 3 Junk Ford. This is definitely the best non-Gouki monster in the deck. If you don't control any monsters, you can special summon it, like I said, but also if you control another monster, like let's say you draw 2 Junk Ford, you can normal summon one, or you can special 1 Junk Ford and then normal summon the other one, and you can go into Isolde and do your plays. So the reason we play this over Photon Thrasher is this can be summoned by Firewall, and you can also normal summon it, which you can't do with Photon Thrasher. So the kind of controversial card is Blue Mountain Butter Spy. So this is I don't like playing, or let me start with saying I don't like playing MX Saber Invoker in this deck at all. I feel like you are putting all your eggs in one basket when you play that card, because what happens is you have hand traps that stop Invoker altogether. Let's say you normal summon Galaxy Worm and you special summon another Galaxy Worm, overlay into Invoker, then your opponent has at least 4 meta-relevant options that you can deal with it. You have Infinite Impermanence, Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre, and Effect Failure. All of those cards can stop MX Saber Invoker from resolving. And then all you have left on field is either a Gouki that gets destroyed at the end of your turn if you get Ogred, and the other 3 leave you with just MX Saber Invoker. So that's why I don't like running either the Predaplant engine or the Galaxy Worm engine. So that's why I run these guys instead. Because yes, you might lose a tiny bit of consistency, but I feel like this is a much safer play, playing around hand traps and the such. Next, we have 1 Marauding Captain. It's a generic Suprex. Not much to say about it. You can play Super Agent if you want. I like this more for the same reasoning of you just get to... I feel like it's safer and it's more consistent than Super Agent. So for hand traps, we run 3 Ghost Ogre and 3 Effect Failure, because I can't afford Ashes, or I don't feel like spending that much money on Ashes, I should say. And then for my spicy tech, I run 1 Fairy Tail Snow. Now here's the logic behind this. At the end of your turn, if you extra link your opponent, you're going to have at least 10 to 12 cards in your graveyard. And so if you draw this in your opening hand, or if you draw it in your with one of your 2 or 3 nightmare cards that you resolve and get to draw cards with, all you need to do is special summon it out with Firewall's effect and then link it away. And then at the end of your turn and during your opponent's turn, you'll have an extra piece of disruption. And it's just 1 card, and it's basically free because you're not going to use any of those cards in the graveyard. So that's my tech card for this deck. If you don't like it, you don't have to run it. It's 42 cards right now, so if you cut Snow, it'll be down to 41. And then finally, the only brick of the deck, Ibly. Now, on to spells. So for the first spells we run are 3 Called by the Grave and 1 My Body is a Shield. So the reasoning behind this is this deck is very susceptible to hand traps at the point of when you summon out a Soul Day, and you decide to send from deck to grave your equipped spells to special summon from deck. That's the most vulnerable part of this combo. Everything else in this deck and the extra link combo you can chain block, but that point you basically hope your opponent doesn't have any disruption. So these cards are for stopping either Ogre with My Body as a Shield or any hand trap with Called by the Grave. So if you can get past that point and get your monster out of the deck with a Soul Day, you've basically extra linked your opponent, and you've not won, but you have a very big chance of winning if you extra linked your opponent and Ibly your opponent turn 1. Okay, now going on with more spells, we run Gouki Rematch. Drawing multiple of these is terrible since it's once per turn, but we want to run more than 1 because drawing into this turn 3 or turn 4, it basically spells death for your opponent because it's a +1, and then if you link away, you get more searches, which is always good. And then for equipped spells, we run 1 Phoenix Blade and 1 Moon Mirror Shield. For Phoenix Blade, if you have 2 warriors in your graveyard, you can banish them and add this back to hand. And this is what we plus off of when we draw with nightmares. And Moon Mirror Shield, if you equip it, if you draw it, you can equip it to one of your monsters and then link that monster away. When Moon Mirror Shield hits the graveyard, it gets shuffled to the top or bottom, or it gets put on the top or bottom of your deck. So you can just put it at the bottom of your deck, and then your Soul Day is live. So if you draw either of these, that's perfectly fine. Or if you draw Moon Mirror Shield, you can put it back, and Phoenix Blade, you just discard the first time, and you get 1 less plus. And then finally, for the last 2 spells, we run 1 Rhoda and 1 Soul Charge. Rhoda fixes hands, and Soul Charge wins games just by drawing it, because you can link away Soul, and even if you don't, if you get Ash Blossomed or Ogred or anything, you can still Soul Charge, and it's just ridiculous. And this Rhoda is in fact miscut. It's my favorite card in this deck, honestly. And then for traps, we have 1 Judgment, 1 Warning, 1 Strike, and 1 Imperial Order. So the reasoning behind this is when you're Nightmare drawing into stuff, you don't necessarily want to just draw into combo pieces, so that's why we run hand traps and traps. So if you draw into combo pieces, you're basically, if you're going to already extra link your opponent, you don't really need to draw into extra combo pieces. So if we draw into one of these instead, that would be, it just gives you another way to disrupt your opponent. And that's the main deck. That's 42 cards. If you want to cut something, you can cut the 3rd Twist Cobra and Snow for 40, but I prefer to keep those in. So now for the extra deck, we have 1 Assault, or Soul Day, because I only own 1. This is the most important card in the deck by far. When it's link summoned, or if it's link summoned, you can add a warrior to your hand, but you can't activate its effects or summon it at all that turn. So when you resolve this, if you have 2 Goukis in hand, or if you don't have any Gokis in hand, you can add a Gouki that you already resolved to add back to your hand to discard with Headbat. Otherwise, you can add Junk Ford or Butter Spy or whatever you used to summon a Solde that is not a Gouki monster. And then the second most important card in this deck, or in this extra deck, is Firewall. Firewall you make with a Solde and 2 other monsters, and then you just start looping Firewall. It's pretty degenerate. I'm surprised it didn't get banned, but anime protagonist card. Next card is Link Kuriboh. That finishes off the extra link. It goes right into this slot or this slot, depending on what you're playing. Binary Sorceress. It's used in the combo to get your extra link out. Trigate Wizard. It's one of the cards you end on. It gives you your primary form of negation, and it's a big body, it's a big body. Decode Talker. If you have a Solde out and whatever you special summoned from the deck, and you need your search before you need one more search, you can go the Solde plus whatever you summoned into Decode, and then you'll get your Gouki search, but you'll keep all your materials on board, which is good. And now going into the nightmares, we have one Mermaid. Mermaid summons out your only brick in the deck, Ibli, and you go Cerberus into Mermaid, and you special summon with Firewall, and then special summon with Mermaid, and it's pretty crazy. Goblin gives you your extra normal summon. It's another part of the combo. It's pretty good. Cerberus, it's also used in the combo. If you summon this card, you can discard a card and target a special summon monster and destroy it on your opponent's side of the field. And then if it's co-linked, like all the other nightmares, you get to draw a card. We run 2 Cerberus because of the ending board. You want to end on a live Cerberus because otherwise you end on a Cerberus with its effect negated, and I'll show you that combo later. And for the same reasoning, if you're going second and you want to get rid of a back row, you can run 2 Phoenix, and you run 2 Phoenix, so you can loop into Phoenix instead. And since these link arrows are mirrored, all you need to do is flip the combo around. And then finally, for the last 3 cards, we run 1 Unicorn because it's good removal, 1 Griffin. If you get stopped in your extra link combo for whatever way, you could go into Griffin and Cerberus or Phoenix, and it's still really good. 1 Proxy Dragon because this is getting this is here until I get a second Assault. So that's the extra deck for this Gouki locals profile for the May 21st ban list. Let me redo this pile of cards right here, and I will show you the combo. I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back, and here is this 2-card combo I've been talking about the whole video. You just need any warrior that you can special summon and 1 Gouki monster. So I started with Suprex. So to start, what you need to do is special summon Junk Ford. Doesn't matter where. Normal summon Suprex, and you're going to link these 2 into a Sold. A Sold's going to be Chainlink 1, Suprex is Chainlink 2. Suprex will add Headbat, and a Sold will add the Gouki that you used to make it. So we add Suprex. So now Suprex cannot be normal or special summoned for the rest of the turn, and it cannot activate its effects. However, it can be used as discard fodder. So here we will activate the Sold's effect and send Divine Sword Phoenix Blade to the grave and special summon out Octostretch. And now, since we have 1 Gouki on the field, we will activate Headbat, discard Suprex, and special summon Headbat. Here we link 2 into Nightmare Cerberus. Chainlink 1 Octostretch, Chainlink 2 Headbat. Doesn't really matter what, but we're going to add Rematch and a Gouki card. So we add Scorpio here. Activate Rematch, special summon out Octostretch and Headbat, since they're the only valid targets. And then we will link 4 into Firewall Dragon. So we have 2, 3, and 4 into Firewall right here. Okay, now what we will do is we will go to our graveyard. We will add Divine Sword Phoenix Blade to our hand by banishing 2 Gouki Suprexes. So now in our hand we have Scorpio and our Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. So what will happen is link off Cerberus into Mermaid. Mermaid Chainlink 1, discard for cost. Firewall Dragon Chainlink 2, special summon Scorpio, and then special summon Ibli. Now what we'll do is we'll go to our graveyard again. We'll add Divine Sword Phoenix Blade by banishing Isolde and Headbat. We need to keep Octostretch in the graveyard. So banish these 2 and bring Phoenix Blade back to hand. Now what we do is we link these 2 away into Knightmare Goblin, Firewall Dragon Chainlink 1, Goblin Chainlink 2, Scorpio Chainlink 3. Firewall Dragon Chainlink 1, Knightmare Goblin Chainlink 2, discard for cost, Scorpio Chainlink 3. Scorpio adds Bear Hug, Goblin resolves, and we draw 1 card. And then Firewall happens, and we special summon this. Now what we do is we activate Firewall's effect to bounce 2, since it's co-linked with 2 different cards. And what we do is we add Ibli to our hand, and we add Octostretch to our hand. So right now we are close to extra linking our opponent. We have an extra normal summon with Goblin, 1 randomly drawn card, and then Ibli in hand. So then we extra normal Knightmare Goblin. Then Ibli's effect is if it's normal summoned, you can special summon a link monster if that monster would be linked to it when special summoned, and its effects are negated. So it has to point to Ibli when we special summon it. So we special summon Cerberus in this zone, but it has its effects negated. So we'll just put that die on there. So then what's going to happen is we have our Octostretch and our card, and we have Bear Hug, which has not resolved its effect, and we have Ibli. So what we're going to do is we're going to link these 2 together into Binary Sorceress, Firewall Chainlink 1, Bear Hug Chainlink 2, and Ibli Chainlink 3. So Ibli special summons it to our opponent's side of the field. Bear Hug effect searches Twist Cobra, and then Firewall's effect special summons Twist Cobra. Okay, so now we link Twist Cobra and Binary Sorceress into Trigate Wizard. Gouki Twist Cobra effect activates, and we are going to add any Gouki card that's not Twist Cobra. So we're going to add Headbat. Firewall effect activates, special summon Octostretch. Octostretch link into Link Karibo. Octostretch effect is going to add anything but Octostretch, so we'll add another Twist Cobra. Firewall effect is going to activate, special summon out Twist Cobra. Then we are going to link Cerberus and Twist Cobra out into a Cerberus that has its effects not negated. Here, we can special summon again with Firewall here, and then we can link these 2 away, Firewall and Headbat, into Knightmare Phoenix. And so here we are with Mermaid, Phoenix, Goblin, Trigate, Link Karibo, Cerberus, and we have 2 extra drawn cards because I forgot to draw with Knightmare Goblin, and then we will also have the 3 other starting cards in our hand. So with this board, you have Trigate with negation. Cerberus makes it so you can't be destroyed by card effects. Goblin stops co-linked monsters from being targeted. Phoenix stops by battle. Mermaid decreases your opponent's monsters by 1,000 attack each. Link Karibo, it doesn't really matter if Phoenix is here, but if Phoenix gets removed for whatever reason, you can tribute it and make a monster's attack 0 when they declare an attack. And then Ibly stops special summons except for link monsters for your opponents. And then you have 5 extra cards. And if any of these cards were snow, you could have special summoned it instead of one of the Gouki monsters. And you would have Snow Engrave. And that would... Here's our graveyard right now. And that's, I'm pretty sure, over 7. So, that's the extra link combo for Gouki Knightmares. That's 2 cards. Thanks for watching. If you like this, subscribe and comment and tell me if you want more Gouki combos, because I will be glad to post them. Thanks. Bye.